Motivated every day. Winning Wednesday champion. It's 2:17 p.m. on a winning Wednesday, and he is at his desk right now. The brief is open, and he notices the crash didn't come. He looks at the clock on the wall. He looks at his wristwatch because it didn't match what his body expects. Actually, this is the time every Wednesday for the past 3 years when the cognitive fog would just settle in, and in the afternoon it would become just all about reactive management instead of actual strategic and efficient work, champions. But today, right now, his mind is clear, his focus is intact, and he is not running on a second cup of coffee or Red Bull or Monster or a force of his will. He is running on a system that has been rebuilt from the cellular level up, champions. Over 8 weeks of consistent, precise investment. He takes the moment to notice it now, and then he gets right back to work. But it's different work now. It is the work of someone whose biology has caught up with his ambition, champions. Fantastic. Again, winning Wednesday, and we are winning. And the message for today is simple and significant. The system is working, champions. So whatever you're experiencing that is different from week one, the clearer afternoon focus, the more grounded morning energy that you'll have, the reduced reactivity to circumstances, the better sleep, all of that is not coincidence, champion. That is compound interest. That is the return on investment of 8 weeks of consistent biological and psychological investment, champions. And so today's integration blend, we're pairing Cordyceps, the ATP production system, the physical performance amplifier, along with Rhodiola Rosea, the mental stamina and cognitive stress resilience herb. Now together, they represent the full spectrum performance system. You got physical energy production, capacity that's increased, and mental endurance under sustained cognitive load, champions. That way you're operating synergistically to achieve your goals and your everyday moves. Your body and your mind working together now without burnout, without crash out. This is the week 8 integration blend. And so when we're looking at Cordyceps and we're looking at rhodiola, we're looking at 3% of the rosivins and approximately 1% of the cellular rosea, because Cordyceps will enhance the mitochondrial ATP production and oxygen utilization, which is going to increase and unlock your energy. That's your physical energy floor. The rhodiola is going to activate the HPA axis stress resilience pathway. And what this is going to do is going to reduce the cortisol under sustained cognitive load and improve your mental performance under sustained pressure. This means that even as you start to feel some fatigue, you're still going to be able to think accurately and openly and more quickly because you don't have the cortisol pulling you down and overstimulating you at the same time. Instead, you have increased your mental ceiling. Together, physical energy capacity meets cognitive endurance, champions. This is the complete performance system for the professional who needs to be able to perform at the highest level physically and mentally across the full workday, champions. So we know that. Let's get a little deeper, actually. Let's get into the rhodolia, the Arctic adaptogen. I like to think about it as the fact that the Russian cosmonauts in the military, they used it for sustained performance under extreme conditions during wartime. In its active compounds, the rosivins, the salicides, they actually will modulate your cortisol, activating the stress-resistant proteins HSP60 and HSP90, and which will improve your serotonin release and your dopamine transporter function. And it will again have demonstrated all of this in clinical trials. So this is not a question mark. It literally significantly reduces mental fatigue, champion, under stress. And this is what helps you with burnout so that you don't burn out so quickly. Before, we burnt out. Now we avoid that depletion. We avoid burnout. We don't experience it because we're using the combinations that will produce energy by preventing the cortisol-driven depletion of your existing energy capacity. So in other words, it preserves what you have built rather than borrowing against tomorrow's energy. That's what leads to depletion, burnout, crash out. And then combined with Cordyceps ATP production enhancement, it's going to build energy capacity all the way. So what you have is what we call an integrated performance principle, right? It's not pushing harder against the resistance, but removing the resistance out of the way while building and increasing the capacity. This is what we call integration performance principles. So Wednesday's integration technique on this wonderful winning Wednesday is the performance audit with forward projection. So we're looking ahead so you can review your output quality across these past 8 weeks, champions. Not the volume, quality, right? We're talking your creative decisions, your strategic thinking, your original focused insight that only you would come up with out of your experience and combined knowledge. The high leverage work, champion. Is there a measurable shift in the quality and depth of your best work from month 1 to month 2, from week 1 to week 8? Well, write the honest answer for yourself, champions. And then project forward. Look ahead. If this trajectory continues for another 8 weeks, what becomes possible that currently seems just out of reach? You see, the projection is not fantasy, champions. It is compound interest calculation applied to your own development. Why? Because you, champion, are the reigning champion. That's why we call you champion. You've overcome so much to get to this place, and you deserve to live your dreams, and you shall. So real talk, the afternoon that didn't crash is not a gift. It is actually a result, champion, and you built it. Every morning herb, every movement break, every honest audit, every physician data point. That is what produced this incredible winning Wednesday afternoon. So the question is whether you respect the process enough to keep building it, champion, or whether you take the results for granted and drift back to the old patterns. Motivated every day, we call this the rubber band effect. The people who sustain this, they're the ones who never stop treating the foundation as the actual priority. So champion, don't stop now. Keep going. The best is yet to come. The performance system now is built. The integration is complete. And the premium lifestyle, the one that runs on genuine biological capacity rather than external stimulants and willpower, well, that is something that you are still reaching for, champion. It is something that you are already living and continuously growing and rising in. This Wednesday afternoon, this winning Wednesday afternoon is the evidence, champion. Alignment is the key. Motivation is the motion. The premium lifestyle is the result. Stay motivated every day.